chatting about, because that wasn't the only giveaway that they do like that, from what I'm learning. It wasn't a one-off, so I'm excited. Nice. I just popped this onto the EdderTech channel too, if that's okay. It has to be okay. I just popped it over there.
Absolutely not. Awesome, man. I'm pumped. I'm super excited to talk to these guys.
I didn't do too bad, did I?
These guys, this team. We'll say this team. That's a better way to say it. No, you did good.
Okay,
nice work. It was like right before the show starts, Caleb. Let me do the intro. Like, oh, man, let's do it.
Well, because I never do it. And it used to be when Pooch was hanging out too. Like, you guys would swap back and forth every week, and I'm like, man, Jim does it every week.
No, yeah. it was like 3, maybe like 5 times he did it. It wasn't very often.
Okay. But also, I just saw your text. I'm glad I noticed that because I put my phone on.
Yeah.
Do not disturb.
No, it's okay.
Hey, we got a banana.
Whatever you want on that one. But no, I think we're super pumped.
Zombie sent us a banana. You can't see it on StreamYard, but on YouTube it's a banana.
I love bananas. Wait, what?
I'm gonna go ahead.
$1.49. Thank you. Super
there
sticker.
There we go.
Sticker. Hey, we haven't been here in like 2 weeks, so happy.
I haven't been here in
2 weeks. Well, you haven't been there in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, because I wasn't here for the Film Stories one. Man, this house stuff. It keeps like stuff comes up after like last minute or something like that, and it's like, okay, this has to be figured out by 5 p.m. tonight or 5:30 p.m. tonight, and then by the time I'm done with that, I'm just kind of like, I can't do a show. I'm exhausted.
This HotMakes, man.
I know. It's been exhausting, and things will go back to normal once we have a house, But
no, it's awesome, and things are hopefully. I don't know what you're saying about this. Looking up on that front, we'll say it. I'll leave it there if you want to, but hopefully we're looking up on that front, right?
Yeah. Things are. Oh, look at that! Thanks, Andrew.
Love it. $10. Y'all missed me. I can tell. Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Not you. We didn't miss you, Jim.
Thank you so much.
We missed me. No, things are looking up.
I'm super pumped. So I recently, let's start there. Things are looking up. Let's finish that out because I went down a different rabbit hole for a second.
Well, no, there isn't much. I mean, there isn't much to update because I don't want to get too excited or like celebratory about things. We're just moving forward with something. We got a bunch more steps to take, and hopefully I might have some good news by the end of the month.
That'd be awesome.
The bad news. Well, I'll have some good news and some bad news. If this ends up pulling through, I have some good news and some bad news. I think I already told you about the bad news. Maybe not. Uh-oh. I may not have told you.
Uh-oh.
Moving on.
The bad
that
news
was awkward.
is,
I'm just going to go ahead and...
This is the last month of HotMakes, and...
No. That's not... no, HotMakes is forever.
Oh, Jesus.
We're almost at 150 episodes. This is 149. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, what are we at? 149, man.
Yeah.
149. So, I was on this crazy path, right? So if you're out there and you use if this then that, I don't know if Shane is watching. For a long time, Shane trying to figure out the APK for Instagram to shoot us hashtags automatically to Google Doc.
What you really need to do.
That's what Twitter does. Well, I thought. And then like a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, however long, I got to look at the date. It stopped doing that. I noticed today because we didn't have a show last week. And I went to If This Then That. I signed in, and it looks like they have a paid service now. And what we were using, which searched Twitter for hashtags and automatically dropped everything into a Google Doc, right? Is a pro feature. So it just stopped working. I didn't pay attention because why would I? And I didn't have any. I had like 5 HotMakes or something tonight. Actually less than that. And I had to go search. I searched for a few of them. So we're short on the HotMakes tonight, but I did fix it. I did a free trial and I did the upload thingy, so it downloaded everything. But while we're in the show, if you're doing other things in the background and listening, jump on If This Then That, If This Then That, and see if you can find if they fixed Instagram to Google Doc. Maybe there's a new thing there.
You're saying if Sean's on. Who? Shane?
No, well, Shane was doing it, but
Shane.
I'm talking about for anybody out there. If you want to explore, if this and that.
If you're on the show, stop watching the show
Instagram,
and go do this thing.
Well, like, listening in the background. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I get
so
that. Except,
otherwise, I'm going to
not
do some
if your
research
name.
this week.
Okay, but not if you are John Stern, who is listening while driving. Do not drive safe, sir.
Yeah. Don't search while you're driving. Yeah, that'd be
and
bad.
I mean that, and I'm saying that in the most stern tone of voice.
Right.
John
I like
Stern.
it. The print house is here. How you doing, the print house?
There's a lot of those jokes.
So
I
Andrew
keep
Raj
confusing the print house with your logo. You get that?
Weird. No, it looks good. I like it. I like the colors. Yeah, the colors are good.
What's Andrew Rogers talking about?
No, I like it. Who's attending Murph and booked the Quality Inn? Yeah. So I heard that the Quality Inn, I believe, has been shut down for code violations, but they're not like ceasing to take reservations on like the reservation sites.
The not so quality inn.
The not so quality inn and
the quality out. Quality
you
is
might
out.
get to Murph if you're booked on the Quality Inn and not have a hotel. Is what we're trying to say. So there's that. So yeah. But yeah, last but not least, what time? Oh my gosh, it's already 10 after. So if you booked Quality Inn and you're going to Murph, or you know somebody who's going to Murph and may have booked the Quality Inn, talk to them ASAP. You got to rebook somewhere else. As of now, the hotel's not reopened, and I don't believe they have a plan to. I don't know that firsthand. I never called them, but from everything I'm hearing and seeing, they're not. And they're unfortunately.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe they didn't actually close. They just saw how many nerds were going to be there, and they were like, "We're not footing that cleanup bill."
No, unfortunately, a lot of people, they're not refunding people.
So what?
Be careful. There.
What?
If you booked on another site like hotels.com, that kind of crap, from what I heard in the Twitterverse, people are not getting refunded. They're like, "Hey, this is your reservation's good. The hotel didn't tell us they're closed. We're not refunding you." So be careful. The print house, actually, I feel bad. When I first found Jim, I almost thought he took my logo design. Yeah, he messaged me on Discord, and it was a good conversation. It was.
So you heard it here first,
that
Jim stole somebody else's logo design.
I wasn't gonna bring it up, but he chatted me on Discord, and he's like, "Hey, dude, who did your logo?" And I was like, "Actually, I had it done in like 2019 by someone named Robbie." And we actually started talking. Super cool dude. Check out his videos. Anyways, last but not least, because we got to get these guests in here.
Oh yeah.
I got about 10 hours this weekend into this monster, which you can barely see behind me.
It just looks like a piece of filming equipment from here.
Well, there is a tripod in the way right there.
Tripods are there with you?
Yeah, tripod. But this one has 3 legs, so it's compensating. Anyways, this cube here, Rat Rig 500, baby. Rat Rig 500, and
that's
gonna be awesome. Spoiler alert: I am not filming the build.
Just doing it for funsies.
Doing it for myself.
Just for funsies.
I will do a video on the printer later, but this one I'm actually having a flippin' blast building it, and it's a lot of fun. So.
Well, and it would probably take you months if you were filming.
Yes, absolutely. All right, I tell you what, we got some amazing guests with us tonight. Alpha,
you guys ready back there?
Industries. Hopefully they're good to go. I see a thumbs up. You want to introduce them? Go ahead.
Yeah, here they are.
Hi, everybody.
What just happened? I love it. How's it going?
Wow. How goes it? It's going good here.
Nice.
So we met Anthony at the Alpha to the Zeta at Remurf, and he was doing you guys were doing a giveaway there, and I was immediately on board because we had Daryl offer 3D on just a few weeks before Remurf, and I got really excited about his ODST kit, and I was like, man, battle rifle would go great with that. And you guys were giving away a battle rifle at Remurf. That was cool.
I still didn't receive it. I just want to let you know.
It went out to the winner a few weeks ago, actually. So
I
I'm
was
watching
so
the
off.
mail.
But so let's talk about that in a second. But for now, for the people who might not know who you guys are, tell us about who you are, what you do, and where we can find you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Anthony. This is Zoe. She's the other half. Combined, we're Alpha to Zeta Industries. We do 3D printing, cosplay props, armor, you name it. We'll try to print it, and if we can't, we'll figure out a way to do it. But you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all by that name, Alpha to Zeta Industries. We also have a Etsy shop that we do. We sell little small props here and there. But long story short, our big whole thing is to make cool stuff, but also be extremely transparent with it. So we did not learn everything that we learned in a vacuum at all. We learned from a lot of great makers throughout the costuming, cosplay community and the 3D printing world. And so we're big on showing the whole process. Like you'll see the finished products on our social media channels. And we love sharing those, but we tend to also share a lot of the build process. So you can kind of see where it goes, how it goes, and the techniques that we use as we go through.
I'm sure as everybody here knows, the 3D printing community is extremely, 99% is extremely helpful.
What?
It's a community, and when we were starting, it was awesome how helpful people were. And as people who have been in it a little bit, we want to give back, and we ask via tips and tricks, but we also really enjoy using our printing when we have opportunities to give back to the community as larger. In a larger way. We also find that like it helps connect a little bit. People, we 3D print prop replica non-functional guns that do not have barrels, but they're still scary to some people.
Confused.
And 3D printing can be scary to some people. So sometimes going out and showing our items, saying, "Hey, pick this up," with our permission, pick this up and take a look at this, and this is where it can end up, and this is how it starts. And if you donate to this cause, you can have a chance to kind of take this home. And we've had people who liked the charity, donated for a second, and then later on said, "Well, this is really awesome," and messaged us and say, "What printer can I use? What can I do?" And it became this larger circle. And so we find it's a really awesome way to connect with our community in a larger scale. And yeah.
Love it.
I appreciate that a ton. It's that extra layer of you're not just doing cool stuff, but you are focused, and like one of your priorities is the transparency of it, so that other people can learn. I mean, there are a lot of people who show tutorials on how to do things and then show the finished product afterwards. You're kind of going the other way, where you're like, here's something beautiful, and here's how we made it. Yeah,
absolutely. And everything that you see when we post on our socials, like it's borderline, like on the 405th, the Halo Costuming Group, it's very common to make build logs where guys have a forum post and they just list out all the stuff they're doing. Our social media posts kind of emulate that, to where, hey, today we sanded this piece and here's the stuff that we used, or we assembled this piece, here's the technique that we use, and it's progressing, and you can kind of see the progress on stuff.
Yeah. Seeing a beautiful finished product is intimidating. Seeing something starting out pre-sanding,
So especially in a world where you guys are replicating things from the Halo universe, which there are a lot of things that look pretty realistic as far as like weaponry is concerned. I mean, the Covenant weapons are big purple and pink blobs of bubbles and stuff, but like the UNSC stuff is very realistic looking. So showing the process of how it's made can kind of, and also kind of like explaining, here's you guys had multiple levels. You guys had like something that was unfinished, something that was being worked on, something that was finished, and like showing off every, so cool.
Yes.
Oh,
wait.
So I see a saw. I see a what is it? The railgun.
Yeah, we got the railgun and the commando sitting here on the wall.
The commando, yeah.
So
awesome.
They're kind of in order of when we finished them. The answer, the saw is the oldest one, and the commando is the most recent. But like you said,
just the saw is massive.
Everything's 1-to-1 scale. That's the only scale we work in.
Yeah. So that was going to be one of my questions, was the 1-to-1 scale stuff.
Yeah.
Jim sent us a message in the background. Jim, no, I don't have their socials up for pictures. You can pop them up. Word. Which, by the way, that reminds me, I was going to say earlier, all of their socials and their Etsy shop and everything is linked in the description of this video. So feel free to check those out. It's all there. I forgot where I was going with that. welcome to Dead Air Central.
Yeah. What's up?
You were asking
That's
about
okay.
the really realistic.
Oh, the scale of things.
Yeah.
So the Halo universe has a weird scale
Yes, it does.
because
It does.
if like in some media, like in the books, Spartans are like 9 feet tall. In the games, they're definitely not 9 feet tall, but they're pretty close to like that 7 or 8 foot thing.
Right.
So like I've seen some things before where when somebody makes like a needler that's supposedly 1/1 scale, it looks like a little like pistol or like a small rifle in Master Chief's hands, but when you hold it, you're like holding it like this, you know. So so that being said, when you hold the things you're making, you say it's 1/1 scale, but when you're holding it, it looks like a normal scale, or it looks natural. And I know you're not 9 foot tall, so what do you use for that scale? Where's your reference coming from?
So a lot of the scaling reference, actually, Halo has a really good source books out there. The encyclopedia, various versions of that. There's been like I think 3 versions that have come out over the years. And Halopedia, the website, actually conglomerates a lot of information. So we kind of start there with the scale stuff.
Okay.
For example, I got it behind me right now.
We should have taken.
Oh boy.
You guys just need a portable camera.
So
Oh.
we got
Oh, wow.
the Hydra right here. This guy,
Yeah.
this 36 inches for 1/1 scale on the Hydra.
Nice.
And I'm about 6'2", so you can kind of see how
Yeah,
it fits.
it's big.
But then when Zoe holds it,
Oh boy.
I would love to see her holding a sniper because those things are like 7 feet long.
yeah, the
love it.
sniper is
I
about
love
6-7 feet long. It is
Yeah.
a beast.
And it's kind of been something I prefer sometimes to scale it as if to try and make it look scaled to me, because I am I've considered being world's smallest Spartan, but I think some people will fight me for that title. But you know, sometimes it does get to the point where I literally cannot hold like that
the carbine.
The carbine,
Yeah,
I literally
carbine's big.
I
Yeah,
could
yeah.
hold it in armor. I'm just little, so that's kind of a.
Yeah.
He prefers it to be.
I'm a very big lore nut, so I want him to be
Spartan.
real. But
Yeah, and see, I would be battling that in my head, where like,
Things have to be scaled down, or they won't work.
yeah,
and then to be honest, like we are gonna adjust that rule. It's not really a rule, but that guide of the 1/1 scale. Like we're gonna make her a gravity hammer for her new armor that we're working on. And
Mhm.
so it's not going to be 1/1. It'll be brought down a little bit just to
Yeah.
make it
Yeah,
look
that's all right.
old.
Yeah.
we
Well,
should
I mean-
make the pieces of the gravity hammer the right size and just shorten the
Staff.
handle, like the staff. So
Yeah.
it's less of a gravity hammer and more like a gravity like spatula.
Well, I mean, for perspective here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Yeah,
your
yeah,
height.
yeah.
So I mean,
There's a
like,
photo I use in the.
yeah, you can't just put that rifle in your hands and make it look scale anyway. So
So for I guess description, right? So everything you see Zoe wearing except for the energy sword is 3D printed. All of her
nice.
armor is printed. For mine on the viewers, I guess right side, the black and orange, everything is printed except for the helmet. The helmet, we got it. One of our friends in the 405th made a Helljumper helmet that I kind of adapted for this cause. But all the armor pieces are printed. The railgun's printed. And we actually had for everything there. We adapted the game files from Halo 5 for those.
Nice.
That's,
Yeah.
a lot of background work to make those livable in the real world.
Mhm.
And then the railgun came from the Halo 4 game files, if I recall correctly.
There were a lot of lessons learned on that, and yeah, we've made some adjustments to how the helmets are so that they're less claustrophobic. Because I had
Yeah.
I ended up capping it.
So, and I've noticed like the Halo costuming community was kind of the original pioneers of solving those problems that you have, taking costumes that are or uniforms that were not designed to fit on the human body and making them realistic. Because like everybody's talking about that now with Clone Trooper armor, because there was not a single actual Clone Trooper armor that was made in the prequels. All of them were digital entirely. With there might have been like a real face that was motion tracked on it, but every Clone Trooper was digital. And then so in the 501st in the Star Wars costuming community, when people wanted to do real clone troopers, they had to start kind of redesigning those outfits to be as screen accurate as possible, but also be able to be worn. And then there was a big discussion point of like the Obi-Wan Kenobi series was about like how, and Andor was about how they modified those clone trooper costumes to make them realistic in real life. And I'm like, well, the 501st was doing that for a while, and the 405th was doing that before them, pretty much. Like,
well, the 501st definitely predates. But
it definitely predates. But I feel like it's more
a lot better than they did.
well. Okay,
Yeah.
Let me rephrase what I was trying to say. I feel like it was more difficult because at least the clone troopers were on like somewhat proportionate people.
Yep.
Spartans are not.
7'2" super soldiers who are in peak physical condition at all times.
Mhm.
I knew where you were coming from. I just,
Sorry.
tried to protect you from.
No, I appreciate that.
But to your point, Caleb, like, so this is one of Zoe's gauntlets. This is we're working on Mark 7 suits from Halo Infinite right now, and we're going to debut them at San Diego Comic-Con this year.
But,
Is our plan.
So
but when they in the game,
it clips, right?
It clips.
yeah, oh yeah.
When you work with game files, you kind of see in here it's really hollowed out. So
Yeah.
I went into the 3D model and really trimmed this as much as humanly possible to save 1 for comfort and 2 for weight. And then when you're working with these kind of armors, the most important thing you can do is scaling, because we don't have clipping, right? We can't put armor inside of our bodies like video games characters do.
Like if you just look at any version of Master Chief that's been out so far, like even just the main character Master Chief, you've got those big chunky biceps and then like pieces that go underneath the ribs. And in the game, he just sets his arms down. But if you did that in real life without scaling it, you'd be C-3PO everywhere because that's all you can really do.
Yeah. And there is always going to be movement limitations, and you'll get tons of what we call armor bites, where the armor starts hurting you as you wear it.
And you'll learn lessons about how your legs actually function when you're walking around your house. But there was a moment it was Outpost Discovery, and I was coming down off the stage. They had stairs. They did not have any other options, which was something I think they learned later for later.
Yeah.
But my thigh, because I'd been sitting and standing, and then my thigh, as I went down the stairs, shifted down, locked into my shin. I could no longer bend my leg. Then I fell forward into
one of the employees from 343
who was on crutches, by the way.
Oh no.
And then after that, every time they pulled us all back up on stage, and they're all like watching me on the stairs, and I'm kind of holding my thigh up.
Yep.
So some lessons you can't learn until you walk around a little bit.
But that's the beauty of this little costuming game, right? You're constantly iterating and you're constantly learning. So no one's done. If you want to do, obviously you can do, but you're always learning and that kind of stuff. You're making better. If the Hydra was the first thing that we made, it's heavy. You guys saw it at the show. It's heavy. It's the best. And then the Commando is the most recent, and it just looks very pristine and it's very light. And we're these armor sets that we're working on are probably armor sets 7 and 8, if I had to recall, that we've made. And so just a lot of learning as we progress.
So that's It's Boy in Space has a really good question. He says, do they make files or modify game files extracted with programs like Ninja Ripper?
Ripper.
When it comes to armor, I kind of mentioned earlier that we're very big on accuracy with Guardian Halo. So yeah, we absolutely do utilize the game files, but we have to modify them like crazy to make them in the real world. And we also make our own stuff. So our Etsy shop is where we sell a lot of our own stuff. So this is the pistol from the game Control. So we sell kits for this guy on the site.
Yeah. That is so cool looking.
And this was modeled in a Fusion 360, very painstakingly modeled to get all the lines right. And then we also got on our site, see if you can see him.
Oh yeah, I saw you were making the AI dudes.
Our little AI guys that we
that is so cool.
So they light up, as you can see, but we got every AI except for the big new banished one, Eratus, just because it's getting real challenging to figure out how you translate them to the real world. But we got everyone else on there, and we're working on adding another one that may not be out in the game yet. So
how cool would it be if you did that and then they contacted you to put it in the game?
So it would be pretty cool. Yeah.
No, you're like, yeah, I'm not going to comment on that because
yeah,
there might be
it's
something
just-
going on. Yeah.
it might be something going. So this is your Etsy.
And
This is what we're talking about. We have the AI, AIs from Halo, is what you're saying.
Mhm.
Yep.
And it looks like you have like a Moon Knight Crystal.
I wish we didn't know.
Go.
So you were about to say something about 343, and I'm assuming
they're very awesome with us.
Yeah.
Kind of freaking out about like, do they know you're doing this? Yes. They're very supportive of the community. We're not taking up any market space from them. They're not, you know.
We've had the Koshini community in the Halo world has actually been able to keep a very awesome relationship with 343.
Yeah.
We've developed I don't want to say like a personal relationship, but more of like a business relationship, if you will, in terms of we know each other, we talk and all that kind of stuff every once in a while. A few guys at the studio, and
they've donated before.
Yeah, they've been
awesome.
We did a charity event over near, if you're familiar, Eglin Air Force Base in Pensacola, when we used to live there. And Team Xbox was there with
nice.
marketing guys and everything, and couple of the 343 guys, and they recognized us immediately, like, hey, you guys know you're in chat and all that kind of stuff.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah,
we're lucky enough to have some of them follow us on some of our social medias, and it's just pure transparency. But the fact of the matter is anyone who works in the cosplay space, you are in the gray area. It is what it is. So if anyone comes up and says something, we'll adjust. But it's a good relationship right now.
Yeah.
And they are so good about reaching out with community too. Like,
oh yeah.
They donate to USO. They
do a lot of USO gaming stuff.
When we used to do Operation Supply Drop, they worked with them, but that's no longer. It got absorbed into USO gaming. So.
Yeah.
What type of printers? What printers do you use when you're doing your models?
How about I just show
there you go.
There you go.
I like it.
So the resin's not going to see, but we have a Lulzbot TAS 6 here. I apologize for the enclosure. It kind of had a mishap. TAS 6, but it's massively modified from our friends at It Works 3D, Zach Ruder and his team. So it has a linear rail modification and a Arkham 32-bit board, a few other stuff. Team Lulzbot actually hooked us up. They sent us this TAS Pro XT that we've been using.
That is so cool.
Great effects. This thing is a monster, and you could see that chest piece that was next to it. It allows us to print armor pieces in very, very few pieces.
And it looks like, what are you printing in Polymaker?
Polymaker PETG primarily, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We got TAS Pro right here that we got off a friend for a really, really good deal. And then you can see in the back our Prusa i3 Mark III that we kind of used for product making, our AIs and stuff like that.
Awesome.
And those are kind of our primary ones. We just upgraded our resin machine to a Fozon M3 Max. So,
geez. Okay.
Resin machine just upgraded there.
Hand me that base real quick.
Yeah. And so that's going to open up a lot of capabilities for us here in the future.
That's awesome.
Big guy.
But and when it comes to machines, like, it's all personal preference, right? And what you find out and what works, and no machine is necessarily inherently better than the others in terms of like, hey, I want to build with a CR10. You can absolutely do that. Some guys make amazing stuff with CR10s or Anycubics or Prusas or whatever. We kind of jumped off the deep end when we first started. And so that's when we got the 6 about 6 years ago. That's when we got it. And then we loved the reliability of them. They just go like this 6 has about, on the current motherboard, about 280 days of print time on it.
Wow.
And it resets every time you change
the board. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's on how many? Third board?
It's on the third board. Yeah. One was a mandatory upgrade because of me being dumb. I shorted a Sever driver, and the other one was the Arkham upgrade for the 30-bit board upgrade. But they just go. That's the cool part about them is we constantly run these guys. Constantly, especially when you're doing the sprint to a con, and they just go.
And
Con crunch
really helped with quality of life there because they used to be a little bit louder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Quieter.
Ben, I was just tucking in my voice.
Oh.
We could actually make that happen. There we go.
I like it. That's probably better that way. I was going to cough and then I muted myself quick. So, you said something that resonates with me and probably a bunch of people here. You said it doesn't matter what printer you have if it works for you. I mean, really, I can tell you 100 times what I think the best printer is, but to be fair, the best printer is the one you have in front of you that you're using that works for you.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's $150 Ender 3, $1,200 or $1,500, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as it's in front of you, you're using it and you're having fun and you're making things. That's what the best printer is. It's the one you have, the one you're using.
And it's not on fire.
It's not on fire. That would be good. But I think that's important to say because, like, I always ask, what do you print? What printers do you use? That kind of thing, right? And I think there's this thing out there like, oh, you use that, but it doesn't matter what people use. Just print and have fun. And we're all part of the community together. I don't care if you're using Ender 3 or a Prusa or a Bamboo Lab. Yes, I said those next to each other. Or but I mean, it doesn't matter. Just have fun. I mean, if you're Ben, it's Boy in Space, you have 1,000 Bamboo Lab printers. So
or the Sculpto 2, apparently.
Sculpto 2,
the best.
Flew off the roof and landed on the trash can.
If I could just to kind of reiterate too, it's the same thing with cosplay, right? Is cosplay in and of itself can be so intimidating. Like, hey, see all these people wearing these amazing things at conventions and whatnot. Like, man, I would really love to do that, but I can't do that. I can't do that. And it's like, we said the same thing. And then we were I do not have an engineering bone in my body at all. And to be able to come in here, like, I've taken apart this Test 6 probably 2 or 3 times just for upgrades and stuff. And if you asked me 6 years ago, Anthony, you're going to be able to take part of a 3D printer, essentially a glorified CNC machine, and do it, I would have laughed at you. So it's anyone can do this. It's just you got to just stay learning as you should, and
there's a community. And we like to think that we're a helpful part of that community, but there's a big community out there. 99% are helpful. Another 1%. Like, I actually think it's one of the few places it's kind of like a part of the internet that is a higher percentage helpful than the other percentages, which is it's a unique thing. And maybe they just have great moderators going on, but it's a relatively, you put a question out there, you're going to get 12 answers. 2 of them are going to be right, so you just
one of them is going to say level your bed.
and people are alluding it like zombie hedgehog, anyone can cook. The thing is, you're right, you can't do it until you do. Right? So I mean, you can't do anything you don't start.
One of my favorite things that Sarah taught me, like that I had not thought of, before her and I met, was that it's not that you can't do it, it's that you don't know how yet. There's nothing you can't do. Yeah. You just haven't learned.
That's part of the fun.
That's I mean,
Joseph Persa. Persa.
You had to spell it wrong in case the AI is watching. No, I'm just joking. But I mean, he did steal all my ideas. Joking. Too soon. No, I think and that's something that I love about the cosplay, the community. I don't care which verse you're in, which fandom you're in. Like, everybody tells you the same thing. I didn't think I could do this until I started, and then all of a sudden now you have this suit, you have all these fun weapons, you have all this cool stuff, and you have an Etsy store and a business, and it's all because you took that step and started. So whether you just want to print a cube on a bed, it doesn't matter, or a fun articulating like marble thingy, it doesn't matter what it is. Just start. And that could be cooking, like Zombie said. It could be trying to sew. It doesn't matter what you do. But I love the fact that you guys took the leap and you're here. You're where you're at, which is more than I could say about cosplay, because I suck at all the other parts, like the painting and all that stuff. It would be like a stick figure is what I would.
Okay, there's something else that I learned a long time ago. My buddy Pete, in my first graphic design, like intro to graphic design, he was like, who in this room can't draw? And like a bunch of people raised their hands. And he was like, I can't draw either. And he just drew a stick figure on the board. And he's like, that's a drawing. Technically, I can draw. Every single one of you can draw.
There you go.
Love it.
I love that. And it's so cool that you guys are, I mean, I forgot, I just closed the window too, because when we saw you guys, Caleb like disappeared forever. And then he comes back and he's like, dude, I saw this booth. We got to check it out. It has to be. I'm like, I haven't even walked around the building yet at all. Like, and he's like,
don't think you saw everything all weekend.
I didn't. I definitely did. And the best part is, like, everybody's like, oh, you could just walk around and do announcements. It was the craziest busy weekend for a lot of us. And
your voice started to go towards the end.
Oh man,
there wasn't much left.
God.
Yeah, I think all of ours did though.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun, and we met you guys, and we met a ton of cool people, and I think their booth is right below this. Yeah, the next couple.
That's with the Lulzbot guys, right?
That was the Team Lulzbot, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blow your window up so we can see it a little better, Caleb. There we go. Oh, that did not help us. Sorry.
Hang on. Fix this.
Booth later on too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can kind of see it a little better.
Yeah, John's a good dude. I said hi to them like twice. I mean, like, it was very. It was like, hi, how you guys doing? Good to see you. And I kept moving. I wish
you
I
can
had.
kind of see the like you
go.
bring these really cool racks in the back that you can hang things on.
I think they actually have a picture of that further down.
There we go. There it is.
Yeah.
There's so right behind your head there is the battle rifle. You want to talk about that and the giveaway you guys were doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So
this guy right here.
There you go.
Whenever we go to an event, we try to do something for charity, something for a cause. And so for this one, we were supporting Canines for Warriors, as you can see right there. So what they do is they get service animals to veterans suffering from PTSD to kind of help combat veteran suicide. So we were raising money for that the whole game because we're at a Rep Rap Festival, right? Want to have a little fun with it. So the game was essentially, I'll tell you the print stats, and hey, you guess how long it took to print the battle rifle. And then whoever was closest won the prize. And it went to, I think, a gentleman in Denver. That worked really well. We raised, I want to say, over $400 for Canines for Warriors. Went straight to them. Literally, you went to their website. That's where all the donations occurred. The reason we did that game of the guessing time is, and one thing I'll put out there for anyone who wants to raise money for charity, always look up your local laws. So some states don't allow raffles, for example.
Oh.
Right? They don't allow this, or some states don't allow that. So we did a lot of Googling, and then we ended up actually talking to some people at Colorado. I forgot, it was like the department. I forgot the department name. I apologize. Yeah, but either way, long story short, we talked to those guys and kind of gave them the scenario, and they're like, yeah, that's great. You guys are good there. That won't be an issue. And so just kind of keeping those comms open. But we've done Canines for Warriors in the past, as Zoe alluded to previously. We would really support a charity called Operation Supply Drop. And they would get video game consoles, games, stuff like that downrange.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Service members.
Nice.
They got absorbed. Oh yeah, I guess not, unfortunately.
But it did make it no longer a viable fundraising option because the USO is a whole.
USO Gaming absorbed them, so they did that. And then we lived in Florida and near Pensacola before moving to Albuquerque. And if you're familiar with that area, there's a big special operations community in that area. And so another charity that we supported in the past was the Special Operations Warrior Foundation. And what these guys do is if a tragic event happens, a service member dies overseas, they give charity, they raise money for their children to go to college for free. And so that's what they do. And so they give scholarships to Gold Star families so that they can go to school with no cost. And we raise money for those guys a while back as well. So,
that's awesome.
A lot of veteran charities. I'm a veteran myself, so that's why that kind of goes that way.
It's important to find causes that mean something to you, and then also work with that cause. You need to talk to them about, will you let us fundraise in your name? What will you let us do? How do people normally do this? Do you have any connections in the state already when we try and find out how to not be arrested for fundraising for you? I do recommend, if you're going to do fundraising on your own, if you're going to use your 3D printer or any other way to try and do fundraising for a cause, your first goal should be don't get arrested, your donations complicated.
Nice.
The second tip I give you is, and Anthony discovered this, Canines for Warriors has a really awesome setup where they use QR codes.
Yeah.
If you're going to start handling cash, you start getting into the realm of tax certificates and proving things. So if you can make a good relationship with a charity and say, want to fundraise for you, how do people donate? How do we do that? And it's beautiful if they can just be like, hey, donate directly to them. See how legitimate and not arrestable we are. And
not arrestable.
Yes, it is, Dennis.
So I'm like blown away by this, because in my theory, I'd be like, hey, we're raising money. Everyone drop $5 in this jar and I'm going to hand it to them at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never considered any of this other stuff. Like, how many people
really
out there,
smart.
let us know in the chat too, would even think about like contacting them and saying, is it okay? Because you'd think a charity you want to fundraise for is going to be happy with anything they get, but it's actually pretty smart to reach out and say, can we use your name? I guess.
How many people call yourselves out in the chat? How many people have accidentally done this totally illegally in the past? Send us your name, email address, phone number in the chat. Let us know what state and province you're in.
I'll tell you, in terms of talking to the charities, like, it's just, you can have some really cool unintended benefits. So, for example, you can ask them, hey, do you guys have a spiel that you usually give? Is there some sort of education that I can give to my members? Because we've done this with the 405th, right? As a larger organization, it was like 10 of us at a booth.
And stickers.
And that's the other piece is you can ask them, hey, do you guys have any literature? Do you have anything that we can hand out? So Operations send us stickers and pamphlets, and Special Operations Warrior Foundation did the same. And it was really cool because we could have that stuff at the booth.
Yeah.
Awareness about that charity. So
right.
You never know what you get. It's just talking to dudes and being open about it and seeing.
That's actually really smart.
And I forgot, speak with your event organizer before raising money at their event as well. So
that's also fair.
Local government, the organization that you're raising for, and the organization that is hosting you. Those are the three groups you need to talk to before money is involved.
Yeah.
All things I never considered.
I will say too, even like doing guessing the print time thing as a solution to making sure you were following the local laws actually, they made it way more fun than just a donate money, you get a name in the raffle thing.
Yeah.
Because I stood there for like 15 minutes trying to figure it out, and then Sarah helped me guess, and then we were like maybe a third of the actual print time. I was nowhere near it.
So I'll tell you, just because a little sidebar on the print time thing. So we print everything with 2mm walls and 5% infill for strength and rate reduction. So like these things are monsters.
Yeah.
And
that makes the print time like 3 times what I was expecting it to be.
A lot of people did not take into account the 2mm walls.
Yeah.
The print time takes longer, but it really adds to strength.
Jeez, 2mm walls.
Which was so sneaky because you were like, yeah, I'll even tell you which printer I printed it on, but you weren't like,
That's
weren't
a new
alluding.
piece you're working on, right?
Yeah. Next time you get it.
Yeah, well, now we know.
But you figure like these things are light. This thing I think combined is probably about 700 grams of filament maybe, and this is a
good though
piece, it weighs nothing.
Yeah, that's good.
Less than my lens on the camera I'm using.
So,
yeah, that's fair.
It's strong.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Jano says, I remember when I was in college, we wanted to do a restaurant takeover where a portion of the proceeds go back to the group during a limited time. I remember needing a tax docs. What? Come on.
You'll find some odd rules. Like, we're just trying to be transparent with the people that we work with when we go to events, and sometimes you'll find some odd rules or like forms and whatnot. It's like, okay.
And at that point, it's kind of awkward because, like, if there's a bunch of hoops and steps you have to go through, and you're like, wow, that's a lot of work. But if I back out on it now, I'm going to look like I didn't care. Like,
it's a balancing act. 100%.
Yeah.
That's where we come up with workarounds and talk to the local government, see what they say.
And it's one of those nobody doesn't want you to, but it also there are legitimate reasons these rules work. I've heard horror stories. Some people are not truthful, and so I understand the event organizers being hesitant.
Hang on, do I hear a dog?
Sorry,
Eddie's making a cameo.
What's your dog's name?
It.
What's that?
What's your dog's name?
Eddie.
Sorry.
Iron Maiden.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
Which he was.
Aww.
he's like, I don't want to be.
So cute.
Why are you picking me up?
Wanna be on TV?
He does make some appearances in our social media channels. He's a. Where's the?
Yeah.
Do you have the crown handy?
The crown is not handy, but
I saw that while I was like, that's amazing.
Dog tax. That's what that was.
He has to be nearby when everyone hears all the talking and people hanging out.
I love that. I love it.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, do you guys want to hang out and check out HotMakes with us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Some
Yeah.
HotMakes from this week.
Let's
The
do
ones
it.
that we have, because like Jim was saying, it's there was an issue with the bot
Yeah.
thingamarig.
We'll
Let's
see
do
some
it.
cool stuff.
We got some stuff though. All right,
Right.
let's do HotMakes.
I'm in. All right. This first one is Zombie Hedgehog. Who is Zombie
yeah.
Hedgehog?
I don't know
anyway?
who that guy
I don't
is.
even know.
Nah.
Anyways, wow, the new clock spring flippy ladder fire truck is such a cute print. Definitely HotMakes Live. Yes. 2
was so
weeks ago,
cool.
because we weren't here last week. It was amazing. We had filament stories on. Amazing. They came up with a sweet like 3 branded fire truck with clock springs. So it has clock spring filament stories and HotMakes on the fire truck itself. This
It was
thing
a
is
total
an
last
awesome
minute
print.
thing too.
Yeah,
Like
literally that day,
that morning,
Sven was like, evil
Yeah.
genius, you know,
and there
doing
were
his
like
thing.
4 or 5 iterations of it by the time we
Mm.
yeah.
So it's
And
really fun.
because I remember Courtney from Filament Stories reached out to us on Instagram and was like, "Hey, this is like a 2.5 hour print on a bamboo. Who has access to one? Like, we could get this done before the show."
Yeah, she's. I was like, I'm at work. Let me just shoot it over, and I had no idea what filament was even. I can't remember what filament was loaded on my P1P at the time, and it was yellow, so I printed a yellow one. But I
That's a
love.
cool color.
I absolutely love the little fire truck. And this is Mixed Berries Polyterra.
That's
from,
cool.
Yeah, from Polymaker. Shout out Polymaker. So super sweet. If you have not
Love that.
printed this yet, it's free. Go do it. And we're gonna have more on that in a minute because I have something else too. So next one is Denise.
Okay,
Denise
this
says,
one blew my mind.
Yeah. So
Sarah
did you
and I
get a
started-
hold? I totally forgot. I chatted you. I think I tagged you with the person who came up with this idea. We got to get them on. I think I put you in a group conversation too. So I'll get with you after the show.
Okay.
And anyways, this road, I can't remember. I apologize. You forgot your real name here. Anyways, they came up with this way to do this, and we showed it last week. It's crazy.
It looks gorgeous.
I know there were some that they were posting that looked like
This was a 0.4 layer or layer.
It just straight up looked like a relief sculpture.
Yeah.
Like it's just too cool. And like the astronaut ones too.
Yes.
Man.
They were so cool. And there's the
like that. Look at that.
Color
That just
blended
looks like
relief cameo.
It looks like it's carved out of marble.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Here's the file. That's what the file looks like. Let's see.
That's what I love about this stuff is like, even when you think you've seen everything, somebody comes up with something that just blows your mind and you're like, that is an entirely new method that I haven't seen before. And you know, like now it's going to blow up and everybody's going to be like interested in it and doing it. But like somebody had to come up with that in the first place, which is the mind blowing part.
It looks like Zombie might have came up with that. Nice. So I have to check it out because we need to have these guys on the show. We need to talk about this because this is sick. All right.
It's amazing.
Next, Chris Travis. Chris Travis. This is a Halo Master Chief. Speaking of Halo, by the way. This is one heck of a fun model too. Here you go.
Silver team.
Okay, this is weird.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Drop the resin head in there.
Take the helmet off.
I think we showed this 2 weeks ago.
Next, we need to 3D print a Master Cheeks. That's what we need next.
Maybe for April Fool's one year.
There you go. Cake them up.
Not following Polymaker. Weird.
Wow.
I love it. It's a little bit creepy though. Like I don't mind the helmet on, but when you take it off, a little bit creepy to me.
It's a very nice model. Like it looks very realistic. I feel like
is.
you
It's
painted
awesome.
it.
It looks like
There you go.
Looks really
Wow.
cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Look,
Jim, there's something wrong with these link. I'm clicking the link. Sorry, I like to repost the links or the posts as we're looking at them, and a lot of these aren't working. The links that you put in the doc, so
weird.
I might need to do that afterward.
I love how they combine resin and FDM. That's been like one of the cool things that we've been pushing for a lot lately. Is you mix and match methods, and you can make some really cool stuff as you see it.
Yeah.
It's a random person named Polymaker. Is it? Is it really?
Is it really? It is.
Why I'm not following? Yeah. Okay.
You just fell for it. You just fell for it.
Your random Polymakerness has been unfollowed.
I'm gonna I'm gonna change my Twitter name to the Edge of Tech.
Yeah. I was like, how am I not following? Anyways, all right. Next up, Abby. PS HotMakes Live posted a new and super fun way to start the summer. This is awesome. This is Smarties. Yeah, and then you put them together in a wrapper. Come on.
That is so cool.
Come on.
I love that.
That's 100% scale for Halo Master Chief.
Yeah, they got. Yes.
That is a Spartan scaled Smarties right there.
Spartan scale.
I would absolutely eat a Smarties this size. Just saying.
Jesus.
It's literally you're just holding a giant block of sugar.
Yeah.
But I would eat it.
The colors are so good, Abby.
Yeah.
I love these.
It looks delicious.
Love them.
That would be so cool if they had drawers.
Yeah.
Tasty. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Abby.
Smart.
The challenge has been tossed. She's with us right now. It's 12 times the actual size per Smartie.
Okay.
Awesome.
So, the gauntlet has been thrown. We want to see this with like a drawer compartment, like a secret drawer that untwists in the bottom.
Smarties. There you go.
Smarties.
Smarties.
I love it. That would be awesome.
It's so fun because if you look at those when they're blown up like that, it's such a simple shape.
It is.
It's just but the shape is so specific and the color adds to it that you know exactly exactly what that is when you look at it.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Kayla would be off the edge of tech. That's funny.
Off the edge of tech.
That's your tag name on Twitter.
There we go. That's what I'm gonna do.
I think you're absolutely correct. It's the colors, the pastel colors or whatever. That you just look at this, you instantly recognize it. Someone in the chat says we need Necco wafers.
There we go. So for some reason, I just pulled a Jim, and in my brain, I read that as Necco wafers.
I love it. Cornstarch mold. I love it.
Okay.
Drawers. Not drawers. Like they're not really drawers. Like a twist off bottom.
Drawers like underwear you can put on.
Compartment. Like a compartment, you know?
And then you put all your Smarties inside the big Smartie. It's great.
There you go.
What? Genius.
Smartieception over here.
Also, just below this, there's apparently a whole discussion about like other names for these, and I'm
Rockets.
What? Oh, is that
Sassy Sours?
Sassy Sour. Hey.
Fizzers and Snippets.
No, Fizzers fizz though. They're not. They're different.
Ooh.
That just sounds like.
I've had Fizzers.
What's the like medicine you throw it in water and it fizzles? Is Alka-Seltzer? Yeah. It's basically like there's candy cigarettes and then Fizzers is just candy Alka-Seltzer.
That's funny.
It's training Alka-Seltzer.
It's like a soda candy. It's like
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So because Smelly Cat creation says Smarties must be totally different thing here to Smarties in the UK.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
All right, nice work, Abby. Next week we shall see the Smartie drawer. Dun, dun, dun. The Smartie compartment. Yeah.
I only want Smarties.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I'm probably gonna grab some on the way home. I used to include a little pack of Smarties and things when I sell them online, just for an added extra little.
So I love this video, by the way. If you
Pop Rocks, Can you imagine Pop Rocks at that scale?
Yes.
It's just a firework at that point.
I love it. Mentos and Coke. All right. So if I took this giant roll of Smarties and I put it in your Master Chief like leg, like the actual model you wear, right? Your would that be Smartie pants?
Absolutely.
I love
Absolutely.
that. I love it.
You could probably make an armor of Smarties. Just hollow it out.
Actually, I was gonna say you could probably hollow this out and make a Smartie armor.
It's about that size, yeah.
It kind of looks like the Michelin Man. You remember the Michelin
The
Man?
Michelin Man. Yeah.
But
That would be hilarious.
All right.
Terrifying. It's fun.
Yeah. Fix him, dude.
Oh, we got
Fix him,
remixes.
dude. Yeah. Let's go back to that. The Smartie Man gets out of his van. It's like,
Okay.
hey kids, get in. All the sugar.
I don't like where this is going. Anyways,
fix
stay
him,
50
dude. So
yards away from a school.
in the time that we've been on the air, Fix 'em Dude has come out with a remixed police car and ambulance to go with the fire truck.
That is so cool.
So
I
he
love the little
remixed-
flames on the front.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Remixed the design and dropped a new design out with the police car and fire truck. So
These are so
check out
cool.
Fix 'em Dude. Available on printables.com.
Can I get one that's a hearse with like a little Ghostbusters logo on it?
No,
I love
it.
these. These are cool.
Yeah. But maybe for Halloween.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't think the hearse should
It's
go
an
with the
emergency vehicle. You see
vehicle.
ghosts? It's an emergency.
I think the emergency's over at that point. I'm not gonna lie.
Now I need to yeah. The emergency's over at that point.
Yeah, I mean, like,
When the fire truck didn't make it in time.
these guys are here to help, and then you bring in
Dark
the
real
emergency.
fast.
All right.
Oh man, Liz says she has done multicolor. Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
My cheeks hurt right now from laughing. Okay. Last but not least, I know we're up against way. Take a ride.
Oh, what?
On the Benchy wave machine. I
Are
think
you
we've shown
kidding
this in
me?
the past, but it came up again. I had to show it again.
I don't recognize this at all.
If you have a Benchy, you probably need to make this.
This is cool.
Jeez.
I mean, why
No,
not?
You know what I need? I need a Benchy is a tugboat, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
what do tugboats do? They tug around other things. So we need an attachment for a Benchy that's like a little barge type thing in the back that it carries around like a trailer that holds Smarties.
right?
I like that. That's blended. It's
That's
good.
interesting. Liz, give me 1 second. I got you.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah.
Liz,
Okay.
no, Liz, I got
Oh
you.
Liz. Oh
I
yeah.
saw your comment. Give me 1 minute.
Where's that?
I got you.
Oh
Just need a
yeah.
second. I just need a second.
Have you guys seen this?
Here, let me. I don't know why it's doing this. But
I know what he's pulling up, and it's amazing.
Let me just drop this in there, and then hey, I love the Benchy ocean, but let's just do this here for a second. Let's see. We want to see. Oh no!
How do you look at the
thing?
whole render?
No.
There's got to be pictures. Click the Facebook. No, there was another link down there. Yeah, there you go.
Go see. So Sam Prentice put together an Amish cart. Here we go.
There we go.
There we go. He won't
This is
strike me.
perfect. I love this.
He put together an Amish cart to pull behind our death racers, battle racers, whatever we're calling them. Here you go.
I love this.
So he wants to have a race with the Amish
buggies?
cart.
The Amish buggies.
Yeah, I mean, look, here you go. Here you go. Let's just.
The problem is everybody
go.
behind them is going to have to slow down.
There you go. See?
Oh man.
There you go, Liz. I dropped it
Perfect.
in there. You have we'll have to fix the things UI. Yeah. But here's the cart. You can print it. Sam would love if you did. And then this is ridiculous. I love it.
So I
good.
Sam and I were talking about this, and he was like, "Oh, I'm excited, the buggy and stuff like that." But I have friends, like I'm from Indiana, so I've got friends that are up there, and they told me like a week before Sam pushed this out, there was like a buggy accident where like an Amish lady got really injured or possibly killed in an accident of some sort. And I'm like, Sam, you might want to wait a few weeks before you push this out. Have an Amish buggy death racer that could go bad.
Oh, jeez. Touche.
Timing.
Timing's bad.
Yeah. Rough.
I love it. Well,
they were fill it with donuts. There we go.
Crack donuts and Amish buggies.
How far is the range on those things? Can we like Amazon delivery drone like drive the little Amish buggy over to Rise and Roll, and they can fill it with donuts, and then we drive it back to us?
That is one heck of a ride to Rise and Roll.
That would be awesome.
But Dan Adams says we need 100% scale.
There you go.
I tell you what I'll do. When I get the Rat Rig 500 back here up and running, I will make whatever size will fit on that bed. I will make that size, and we'll mess with it.
We got guys printing Lamborghinis, man. You can print an Amish buggy, right?
Yeah. I'm telling you though, you got to make it realistic. And if you print a full size one, it has a max of like 5 miles per hour. That's it. That's all you get.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to print the triangle that goes on the back though. Just to slow everybody else down in the race. So I love it. All right, we're up against the hour here. We're a little bit past. We thank you guys so much. This has been so much fun. I love learning about. We love learning about what you guys do.
I appreciate the work you guys put into making not just the charity work, but also making sure people see like how you do what you do, so that other people can take that and build on it.
Yes,
very cool. Much appreciated.
This was a lot of fun. Thank you very much.
I'm just reading the comments.
Yeah.
Before we go, can you guys tell us one more time who you are, what you do, and where can we?
Yeah,
fantastic.
I'll save you. Yeah, so Zeta Industries. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Etsy, all by the same name. We 3D print props, cosplay, armor pieces, you name it, we'll try it. You'll see on our social medias all the variety of things that we've printed, and we strive to be very transparent in how we make things. And then whenever we go to an event, we try to raise money for charity. So you can find us on our socials, all the big channels. And then, if you got any questions on making anything, feel free to message us on those channels. We'll happily answer any questions or guide you where we can.
We will next be appearing at Duke City Con. In Albuquerque, New Mexico. We don't know yet what we are supporting there, but
it'll be Canines Warriors. So we Canines Warriors again, and then, we're still working on what we want to be the prize. So more to follow.
Okay. Oops, wrong button. There we go.
You're good.
I hit the wrong button. My bad.
Well, awesome. Again, thank you guys so much for hanging with us. It was awesome to meet. Well, I mean, we met before, but to meet you like this and go over a little bit more about your business.
It was good meeting you, Jim.
Yeah, it was great. Great meeting you guys. So what's funny is when you guys were like deep in the conversation with somebody and we were doing HotMakes, I was like right behind you and look what we're looking at. And he's just talking to somebody. I'm like, all right, we're going to leave him alone now.
That video came out great.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
He had a special helper because I couldn't be there. So he was, there was only one of us there. So it was a little bit harder which you did wonderfully. And our helper also was a big help, but also maybe not the right person to talk to for 3D printing tips.
It was great. It was a fun show, and I'm glad you were there because we met you. I'm glad Caleb found you because he was like, you got to come see this. Like he was very adamant when he came and found me. So real quick, next week, we're working on a guest. We'll announce that soon. 2 weeks, the Studley Avocado.
He was also, we met him at Remurf.
Studley one.
Yeah.
And then in 3 weeks, we'll see what we're going to do because that's the Monday after Murph and Retro Maker is supposed to be on, but we might push that 1 week because of Murph. I might I'm not sure.
And we're gonna have Fred, the 3D print, I still don't know how to pronounce. Is it Fred? Is it
FR3D? Whatever it is.
Yeah. We're gonna have him on here soon. We're waiting because he was sick a few weeks ago. We had to cancel or reschedule, and we haven't actually rescheduled yet. So we might end up giving him the 12th potentially.
Ooh, I like it.
Or
like it.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
And don't forget, if you're gonna print the buggy, print it in Polymaker. Someone says yes. All the they make a really good buggy color. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Buggy colored.
Yeah, it's called Amish buggy.
Wow.
Go look it up. You'll find it. Anyways, you guys have a great night. Stay right there. We'll be right back with you. Everybody else, you guys are awesome for being here Monday, every Monday at 6 p.m. Central. Thank you so much. Caleb, you started us out. You take us out.
Okay, bye. All right, sorry guys. That was a very quick and unceremonious goodbye. So what I meant to say was